Okay, good morning. Hello, it's 5 in the morning, and we are again updating on Hurricane Idalia. In fact, there should be a new update coming up any minute now from the National Hurricane Center as the storm continues to rapidly strengthen. You see it here on the radar. Let's take a look at what it looks like on the satellite. We have a few of these up here, so let me go to this one here. So, actually, before I even show you that, I want to just show you Idalia and Franklin. I mean, look at Franklin. I mean, this thing is huge. Look at the eye. I mean, you could fit half of Long Island in that eye. I mean, that's incredible. But let me refresh this here so we can get another view here. You get to see Idalia coming in here, and you can definitely see that brightening there. It's continuing to strengthen around the eye wall. You can see the convection continuing to get worse. We're going to look at that, but look at Franklin, too. I mean, this looks like a donut. I mean, it's insane. I mean, look at how big that eye is. That is an insanely big eye. Like I said, just insanely big. I've never seen an eye that big on an Atlantic hurricane before. All right, which again is very impressive. But let's talk about Idalia here. So here is Idalia, and you can see, look at that, another puff of convection there as it continues to close in on the Big Bend area of Florida. Let's take another look at satellite image here. Let's do the southeast. No, this one here. Actually, this one is better. You can see here, look at that, the big blow up of convection right there around the eye wall. So this is indicating rapid, extremely rapid strengthening here as this storm continues to. And Tampa is over here. I believe Tampa is over here. So it's like literally on the edge, barely edge of it. But further north, again, that Big Bend area in Florida is going to start seeing the effects very shortly from this storm. So let's go and look at. Let's see if we can get the latest information on the hurricanes from the Hurricane Center. I gotta find it up here. It should be up here. Well, in fact, before we do that, let's just look at some observations here. So here we go. Here's a buoy reporting a northwest wind at 38, gusting to 56. Wave heights 14.8 feet. We got another buoy here. 80. I know these winds don't look too impressive here, but again, these buoys are not that close to the center, so I wish there was some more buoys out here that we could look at, but still incredible to see, and some really incredibly high temperatures too at this hour. Like Naples is still 87 with a dew point of 79. We goes to show you the warmth and humidity here, and even in Sarasota we've got a wind gust at 51 miles an hour. Let's see, I thought I saw something else there. Oh, we have an active tornado warning now. Is that a tornado warning? That's red right there. That's a tornado warning. I don't know why it's not. I'm clicking on it. Nothing's happening. But there is a tornado warning in this particular area, Florida, Inverness. 47 mile an hour wind gust at Horseshoe Beach. But it's just getting started. The worst of the storm is still offshore. We still have, again, it's relatively compact, this storm. Oh, that 56 miles. So relatively compact. Look at that, dew point 82 degrees. So it just kind of shows you the tropical air that we're dealing with here. Let's go to the Hurricane Center now, and we'll show you the radar. Here it is. So let's go to the Hurricane Center. Make this larger here again. NHC. Let's see if we get the latest advisory. That's 2 a.m., so it's not the latest advisory yet. So we're still waiting on that. So we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. It is 5 in the morning. I thought it would update by now, but it hasn't. It has not updated yet. Oh, what happened here? Franklin, by the way, still holding on to its power. But let's go here. Let's see. This is public advisory, and I'll just have to keep refreshing. All right, so we do have the 5 a.m. Here we go. It's already a Category 4. I told you it was rapidly intensifying. So Idalia rapidly intensifies into a Category 4 hurricane. Catastrophic storm surge and destructive winds are nearing Florida's Big Bend region. As of 5 a.m., its location is 29.1 north, 84.1 west, about 60 miles west of Cedar Creek, Florida, about 90 miles south of Tallahassee, Florida. Maximum sustained winds are now 130 miles an hour, moving north-northeast at 18 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure is now down to 940 millibars, or 27.76 inches. And you see here that we have this again. It's going to be in the this morning. It's going to make landfall in this area. And Hurricane Hunter aircraft data indicate that maximum sustained winds have increased to near 130 miles an hour with higher gusts. Idalia is now a Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson wind scale, and Idalia could continue to strengthen before it reaches the Big Bend coast of Florida in a few hours. And it will. It's still got a few more hours. And you can see on the satellite how it's rapidly strengthening. And even though it's going to weaken upon landfall, you see here that it's going to be a slow weakening process. You got a really wound up storm here. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 25 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 175 miles from the center. Yeah, quite a major storm. Power outages are starting to add up. Now we have 50,000 in Florida, and hardest hit seems to be Pinellas County right now, which is the St. Petersburg area. And we're going to go look at the power outage map for that area. So let's go to Duke Energy right now. You'll see there are quite a few individual scattered outages. I mean, I was looking at the transmission system here. It does seem pretty robust, but the distribution is mostly on wood poles, so that's going to probably come down. We have a lot of scattered outages, nothing widespread. You can see a lot of scattered outages here in this particular area here. And again, this area getting hit much harder with the winds than Tampa itself, because it's by the coast. You can see there's some outages here, but this is going to get a lot worse the further north we go. All right, so places like Crystal River, we already have outages here in Hernando, and these areas here in particular are going to see significant damage as we head into these areas here. Places like Cedar Key, which still have power right now at the moment, but they're going to be losing it pretty shortly as these strong winds come in. And you can see here just incredible. It's a pretty big outage over here, but this is going to get a lot worse in the next coming hours, I think, as we deal with this. So let's go to some Florida live cameras, traffic cameras, all right, because they've had to close some of these bridges. So we actually have storm surge on the bridge here. So I'll show you this. This is storm surge that is overflowing the Howard Bridge in Tampa. And there's still cars going in the other direction, you see. But look, that whole part of the roadway, look at how that camera is shaking. The storm surges. And this is Tampa. They're not even getting hit directly by this storm. And just take a look at that storm surge. It's really incredible to see. Look at that. Look at how that camera is shaking, too. Oh, my God. Look at those waves. They're going over the whole bridge. I don't know why they have the other side of it still open. Both of them should be closed. That roadway is going to... There could be significant damage to this bridge. It might get washed out. This is the Howard Franklin Bridge. They may lose this bridge at this point because this is looking really, really bad right now. This is incredible to see. And remember, they're not even getting a direct hit from it. Let's see if we can get some more views. But that's really incredible to see. Let's see, we've got another one here. And you can see the camera shaking, too, quite a bit. I'm wondering if we're going to see any power flashes. But, yeah, you can sort of see the water there going out over the whole causeway there and just washing that whole side out. I don't know why the hell they have the other side open. That whole thing should be closed down. I know the water's not on the other side, but it's getting close, man. I wouldn't want to be driving across that bridge. I don't think anyone should be driving across that bridge right now. Literally taking your life in your hands from being swept off the road due to the into the water, or just having the bridge completely washed out, because that is really really disturbing to see. Let's see, we have some more images. Let's see. Let's take a look at this one. That's the high point of the bridge, so we're not seeing any flooding there. But it's the lower points of it that where you're going to see that flooding. Let's see what we got here. So they have one side of it closed. I see that. This camera doesn't appear to be working. You can see they have, yeah, emergency vehicles and Pinellas ramp. This is Florida 511. Let's take a look at this bridge, because this bridge also appears to be closed. Let's see what's going on with this one. See if we have any flooding over here. I don't see any flooding on this one. It's probably flooding somewhere. Maybe on the other side of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so take a look here. You'll see the water. It's getting close. And look, there are cars driving across this bridge in these conditions. It's incredible that somebody would be wanting to take their life in their hands and cross this bridge in these high winds. Just really reckless. I mean, look at how look at how the pole is moving. Look at how the camera is moving. I mean, we have extremely strong winds in here. Extremely strong winds. This is really something, I gotta say. Let's go and look at this one here. This bridge seems to be okay. I don't see any flooding on it, but it is closed. I see the dash. So that means we do have a closure here. I don't know. There's got to be flooding somewhere. Look at how that camera's shaking. Man. As a matter of fact, we could actually put, I think it might show us the message sign. So let's see what they have on the message sign here. Let's see. Nothing about roads being closed. Silver alert, really? Toll suspended. Excuse me. Let's look at some other areas here. There might be traffic cameras might actually show us a little more what's going on in some of these areas. Like, let's take a look at Crystal River. This is a little further to the north now. It doesn't look like anything is going on there. So you can see, in certain areas, it doesn't look like much is going on at all. You know, it's a very compact storm. So it's kind of misleading. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if we can get this one might be down. There may be a power outage here. Oh, here we go. Looks like lights are on. Doesn't look that windy either. There's generally this area here where that's going to be impacted here. Again, this Big Bend area. And there aren't many cameras here. But you're getting an idea of how bad the winds are along the water here. Let's take a look at 275. This looks like this is closed too. We may have a closure on this bridge, closed on I-275 north. So it looks like we may have flooding on this one too. So let's take a look and see what we have here. I don't see any flooding here, but I think it's just due to the strong winds. Yeah, we could look at the bridge here and just play this, just to give you an idea of just how strong the winds are here. I mean, look at how that camera is shaking again. This is right along the water, but this is some pretty strong winds here. And, well, I thought it was closed, but I guess there's a vehicle going across it. But maybe it's in the other direction, but, I mean, nobody should be driving across this bridge in this conditions. Unless it's an emergency vehicle. But you can see here, these winds are really just pounding along here, pounding. Let's see if we can find another. Don't see any flooding here on this bridge. Trying to look to see if we have any flooding. I don't see any flooding. Don't see any flooding, but again, very low lying. A lot of these areas are very low lying. You can see over here, it doesn't look all that crazy. When you're on the bridge, it's much worse. I do see the trees moving, but nothing. Oh, yeah, there we go. Here's a wind gust. So it depends. Sometimes it'll pick up and you'll get a wind gust. There you go. So that's what's going on there at Leland Street South. Show you what's going on. The more you get closer to the water, the worse it gets. That seems to be the general trend of things. Here's another bridge. You can see, it doesn't look like too much is going on there. But, yeah, it's really bad out there. They can look another one here. And you can see the winds here rocking that camera back and forth pretty decently. And that's what's going to cause the power outages. The power outages are going to start adding up, and they are starting to add up in Pinellas County, which is the area we're looking at right now. Though they're probably not going to see hurricane force. Again, it's going to be getting back to the storm here. Let's look at the storm. Let me get another radar up here so we can, let's look at another radar. And again, this is the storm here. You can see, again, the storm hasn't really, I just want to put GLM flash intensity in here. If we're still getting lightning, that means it's still, oh yeah, look at all the lightning. So this thing's still intensifying. There's a lot of lightning going on in that eye wall there. So this thing's still rapidly intensifying as it looks like it's setting itself again for the Big Bend area. I think this is Tampa over here. So you can see Tampa kind of escapes the worst of this. It's not even in the main section of it. Just got the outer bands of it. But this whole area here, north of Tampa, up into the Big Bend area, Tallahassee, this is where you're going to see significant damage over here when the storm comes in. It's going to be pretty catastrophic. The likes of which that area has never, ever seen before in history. Let's go. I'm going to go to Ventus. Actually, we can look at the radar on here. Let's use this radar. All right, so this is the radar right here. I wish it wouldn't superimpose the winds, because the winds aren't accurate. This is the eye over here, right here. All right, so you can see they're showing lightning around it too. So this is the eye around here, and it looks like I said, it's heading right for this Big Bend area. So Tallahassee's over here. Tallahassee's probably going to be on the western side of the storm, but again, places like Cedar Key. Cedar Key is going to get hit very hard, but I think it's going to be a little bit north of there. I think it's going to be more like some of these other towns that are here. And again, these aren't highly, yeah, Perry. I think Perry could be where this thing makes landfall. Perry, Florida. It's a small town, but still a decent amount of people live there, and it's gonna have a devastating effect on that area. And again, that's impressive to see all that lightning being generated in the eye. So that's a sign what's about to happen. So let me just go to the weather and hazards map one more time, see if we can refresh this. All right, we have another wind gust. Now the buoy has got gusted up to 69 miles an hour. So you can see the winds from the northwest. So that means the storm is somewhere over here. But now they've got a northwest wind of 54 gusting to 69. Wave heights up to 13.5 feet. So, yeah, the things are going to continue to deteriorate through the evening. The thing that's causing the flooding in Tampa Bay and the Clearwater area is that southwest wind pushing the water onto the land. But the worst of the wind and the storm surge is going to be in this area right here. And you can see how it's going to be funneled into this entire area. So this is why it's going to be so bad. Horseshoe Beach is gusting to 43. So they're not even into the worst of it yet. But things are going to deteriorate very, very quickly in this area. So that is all I have for you now, and I'll try to keep posting updates. When I can, about this, and hopefully I can get one in before it makes landfall. But again, really devastating situation about to hit this particular part of Florida. And that will continue, actually. It's not just going to be Florida, but the hurricane warning stretches into Georgia and South Carolina. But the very hardest hit area will be the area when it makes the immediate landfall, which will be, again, in that Perry, Florida area. I think we could see, again, towns just wiped off the map, because this is the kind of storm that does those things, these powerful hurricanes. So thanks for watching.